That's what I always think about. Is it not something where you have to keep it up? Yeah. It's not something where you can just have it done once. You're going to have to maintain it for the rest of your life.
You're absolutely correct. It's not a one-off.
It's not a problem solver.
No. Right. And if you like the effect, you have to commit to having it done every 3 to 6 months, depending on how much you tolerate. And I think we've evolved with things like botulinum toxin in that we now understand we don't want to give you the frozen look anymore. Because
it's important not to have too much.
I think absolutely right, because initially when it first came out, people were all excited, let's put lots in, so I have no lines or movement at all. But that does look, it looks very unnatural.
Yeah.
So now we realize by putting soft amounts or small amounts in specific areas, you can actually achieve a much more natural result. Yet at the same time, smooth out any creases or lines that you're not happy with.
Great.
Wow. Brilliant.
Lovely. Food for thought.
Yeah, little and often. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank
you, Doctor. Thank you.
If you need any help or advice from organisations, if you're considering cosmetic surgery, then take a look at our website.
Yeah, still to come. Earlier, we made the starter, but Marcus Bean is standing by to make the rest of a delicious family dinner, which is perfect for this weekend for your bank holiday. We'll see you after this short break.
Welcome back. It's the final bank holiday before Christmas. What is that about? So make the most of your last official long weekend with our tasty 3-course feast for your family and friends.
Now, earlier we made an amazing pea soup with gnocchi, which was lovely, wasn't it?
Really, really good.
Marcus, what are we going to be making now?
You just said Christmas. It's got me thinking about Christmas already. What's going on? So we're going to do a real nice feast, basically. And we've got our main course and our dessert. So we're going to do 2 different dishes. We've got basically a whole side of salmon, so something a little bit different rather than just your traditional roast on Sunday. Yeah. So I'm going to get started, just show you on here. Basically, we've got a few little ingredients. So I'm going to have a topping on this salmon and then just pop it in the oven and roast it off. So inside of here, I've got some pine nuts, a little bit of chopped spring onions. I've got a bit of orange zest, and then we've got some dill. And I'm going to add a little bit of mustard. So we've got some whole grain and some Dijon mustard. Okay.
Nice.
And then a little bit of English rapeseed oil, which we're going to add in here. Okay. So or a good olive oil. Add that in, and we're going to bind that all together. And this is just going to sit on top of our salmon. It just, all that lovely flavour just penetrates through to the salmon.
Lovely.
It's really nice. You don't want to overcook the salmon, just really gently. 180 degrees, fan-assisted oven, 15 minutes, and then leave it.
That's enough.
Would you do that just before you put it in the oven, or is it good to maybe do it for a couple of hours?
No, you can do it sort of just before it goes in the oven. It's not a problem. Okay. I mean, basically, as it cooks, obviously everything's going to melt down on top. So, but it will still keep that nice topping on there. Okay.
Lovely.
So while we're doing that, if I could bring you over to this side and just show you what we've got going on here as well.
Oh, this looks nice.
This is a summer fruit pudding, OK? Now, what I'm going to do is basically we'll go through and run through, but we've basically got lots of different fruits here. So we've got some blackberries, some strawberries, some red currants and some raspberries. And we've got some brioche, so a little bit sweeter, a little bit richer, OK, to finish off with. And we've soaked some of these in here, so we're going to basically fill this up. I'm just going to do that quickly before we go back onto the salmon. So literally we've got, now all of this lovely juice in there, we want to use, OK?
Is it still blackberry season at the moment?
Blackberries, yeah, loads of them out at the moment. Loads and loads of blackberries. More so than the other ones. Strawberries are starting to go out a little bit now.
OK.
But yeah, still Scottish ones available. So we're going to put some of that fruit in the middle. And what we do is just literally bind this in. And this is to fill our mix up. So we're going to squash this down here like that.
Yeah.
OK?
That's good, doesn't it?
And then basically we've got our brioche bits to cover the top. Now what you do is you just soak the brioche in there.
Lovely.
Do you want me to make myself useful?
And there, do you want to go on that one? That'd be great. And then we're just going to tuck it in, basically, and cover that top. And then what we're going to do is sit it around the top. Mark, if you could actually just put some of that on top of the salmon for me, that'd be fantastic.
So I'm just placing these?
Yeah, and sort of squash them down into the top there.
OK.
And you really want to get this sort of moulded in, so it can just be pushed into the corners.
OK, fine.
And then we're going to press it, and it needs to set overnight in the fridge, so you get this lovely set shape, OK? While you're doing that, Mark, we'll cover that over the top. I've got a nice salad, which we're going to serve with this one as well. And literally all that fruit we did earlier that you're putting into there was just... All we've got is a little bit of sugar and some water, and we've just poached it for a couple of minutes on there just to soften it. We don't want to reduce it down and it end up being a puree. We're just softening that fruit, so that's what we're
So just a couple of minutes, literally?
Just a couple of minutes, yeah. Okay. And then I've got a nice salad, and I've just got some carrots, which I've just peeled down just to make them look a little bit different. Some cucumber, some radish, a little bit of red onion, some tomatoes, and then a few little edible flowers.
It looks nice, a salad like that, doesn't it?
Well, it's just to create a little bit of colour and a little bit of difference as well. So this is a salad dressing. So a little bit of mint, a little bit of dill, OK. Again, a little drop of white wine vinegar or cider vinegar, a little drop of rapeseed oil, OK.
Loving the shot glass there.
And a little bit of
I bet you are.
if you had a shot glass of vinegar, it might be
the first time I've heard that, let me tell you.
A face to pull. So literally just to add in this in here. And then we're going to add some of these ingredients into our salad. So literally just pulling all these in here.
I think I've done a good job here, Marcus.
That looks fantastic. So all you would do is wrap that over the top.
Right.
And then if you want to just give your hands a rinse, and then inside the fridge, there's one already done, which should be ready to come out.
Okay, let me just rinse my hands quickly.
Just down there. So bind that salad over, OK.
It smells really nice, the salad.
It's a nice way of just keeping everything quite fresh. You know, we've got, obviously, our nice big pudding, which is going to be the big finish on here. So if you can just pop that one out the back, and then we've got another one which we can bring out here.
OK, yeah.
I've got the salad done, which has got that bit of dressing over the top. Wow, let's turn those ones off. OK.
Wow, this looks gorgeous.
Looking good. OK. So, salad, just always put your salad dressing on last, OK? Don't put it on too early because it will wilt all of your lettuce.
Really?
OK? So the last thing you do is to put your salad dressing on, OK? So I'm just going to bind this all together. And we serve it on a nice big board because it's a bit of a feast, isn't it? Bank holiday feast. We want all that low flavour. And just a bit of a sharing thing going on there as well.
It looks
family of 4?
like that.
Family of 4, yes.
Perfect.
Or for just for me.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So we've got our new potatoes. Just cook those off. Put a little bit of butter in and some fresh chives. OK.
Yeah.
So and just boiling them.
Yes, basically just cook those gently, and then I've put some butter on and finish those off. What I'm going to do is literally just to get a little bit of this, I'm just going to sort of take a little piece of this off and pop it onto a...
How long's it on the oven for again?
That was for 15 minutes.
See, that's perfect. You know, sometimes it dries out too much, doesn't it, salmon,
Yes,
if you leave
that's
it
it.
in for too long?
Can you undercook salmon?
Well, to be honest, if your salmon's fresh, it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit undercooked.
Oh, really?
So it's not. I mean, if it's frozen, you want to cook it a little bit more, but you want that moisture inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a few little new potatoes on there for you as well, and then we're going to get a little bit of salad, and then we'll have our main course, and you can dig in and have a little feast of that one.
Beautiful.
A little bit of that salad, and then I'm going to portion out one of those ones.
Gorgeous.
As well. So if you dig that,
go to the wife first.
Yes, please.
Otherwise I'll be in trouble.
Naturally, my dear, naturally.
And then I'm just going to portion out this little bit here.
Trying the salmon.
OK.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then this, the
sauce
beast,
on top's great.
is straight through. Obviously, this has been sitting in the fridge overnight.
Oh, wow.
A nice big slice of this
I'm going in for that too.
onto a plate. And I'm going to get you a little bit of something special. We've made a little chantilly cream, which is literally just whipped cream with a bit of vanilla and some sugar. So dig into that, have a little taste and see what you
The
think
recipe
as
to
well.
make that will be on the website, obviously.
All of this is online, so go and have a look. Obviously, we've got lots of different details with all the dishes we've done today.
Beautiful.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Lovely. Wow, it was really good. Perfect for summer.
Stop eating, my dear. You'll go.
Right,
Do
okay.
some work.
Still to come, you've prepared the 3-course bank holiday feast for your family and friends, but what about the drinks? According to a study, academics say all lagers taste the same. We've got Ollie Smith thinks otherwise. So we're going to be sampling some of the amber nectar with him just after this break. See you in a bit. Lovely. Now, welcome back. Well, you might be able to tell your Merlot from your Malbec. What's your lager knowledge like?
Well, according to a recent taste test, hardly anyone could tell Britain's lager brands apart.
Well, Ollie Smith says they do taste different and that different lagers are better for different occasions. And he's here to tell us now on why. Ollie.
I love my lager.
You're a lager man, yeah?
Absolutely. Well, when the sun is out and we've got the bank holiday weekend, I firmly believe that summer is not over yet. I think lager's up there with the greatest drinks. Crisp, refreshing, easy.
Yeah.
Actually, it's great on its own, but also there are some great food matching pairings as well that you can go for. So, yeah, for me, lager's amazing.
Now, you're not a massive fan.
Not really. I'll give it a go.
You like a bit of a shandy?
Yeah, I do like a shandy, but no, not a big lager fan, but I'll give it a go. I'm interested in the pairings as well. What food... You know.
I think that always brings out the best moment in a meal. But, you know, we were talking earlier, and I think lager is a great way to start the proceedings as well and lead on to the heavier stuff.
Anything's a good way to start the proceedings with Marvin, trust me.
Man after my own heart. Well, should we start off with our first little lager? There you go, Rochelle. Have a little taste of that, see what you think. Now, I'm going to ask you guys to give it a mark out of 10, and I'll then reveal what it is and how much it costs. But this first one is a big-name brand. So, I mean, what you're expecting from a lager, depending on the strength of alcohol, the higher the alcohol, usually the more flavour they have. And this one, yeah, it's got a bit of oomph about it. What are we thinking, though?
Quite strong, actually.
Yeah.
Quite
See, I didn't
strong
think
sort
it
of woody
was.
taste.
Bit of woody taste. Are you liking it? What are you going to give it out of 10? Are you going to give it a little
as
more?
far as lagers go for me, I think that's quite...
I actually recognise that.
You do?
I do recognise it.
Do you want to call it? Do you want to have a go at... I mean, it's a big name. It's one of them.
Is it a Heineken?
Oh, I couldn't possibly reveal just yet, but if you give it a mark, I'll dive straight in there. I can tell you it's a beer that's been made since 1926. This particular example does come from Belgium. What are our marks? We're giving it 8 and 7, fantastic.
Yeah.
I will reveal in that case it is Stella Artois. Look at that. It's the famous
I would have
Stella.
known that.
Famous Stella.
And that you can get for, roughly £1, £1.06 a bottle it starts.
Okay.
So, it's a fair price for a big name brand. And we liked it. You guys liked it.
Really good.
What would you eat Stella with?
I would go for something quite robust. So I think actually Stella can stand up to quite big flavours. So if you're having a main meal, I'd even say, something like chicken. Obviously, things like fish, light dishes are good. But I'd say with Stella, because it's got that much alcohol, I love it with my spicy nuts. There you go. Not specifically my spicy nuts, but any spicy nuts. That would be fine.
Some spicy
Some spicy nuts, to be clear.
What's next?
So second up, we're going to go for a supermarket-owned label brand, because there's a lot of them around. What you're looking for, I suppose, for these ones is good value for money.
Right.
There are all sorts of different types of lager, and this one here is more of a Pilsner style. It's a brighter, crisper, lighter style of lager. So this one, I'd be thinking is like white bait, fish and chips, anything shellfishy, or just on its own. It's that kind of a lager.
It's definitely lighter.
Yeah.
Definitely lighter.
And if a lager comes from Germany, it's worth knowing they have a purity law, so they can only contain barley, hops and water. We're going for our marks here. We have, they're in 6 and 5. That's not bad at all. I can tell you it is Aldi's Steinhauser German lager, and it's a bit of a bargain from 67p a bottle.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nearly half the price of the Stella.
Nearly half the price, and we thought it was a respectable taste.
That doesn't reflect in the quality.
No, I think it's good stuff, yeah. So we have our next category here, and this is what I call craft lager. Now, craft beers, hugely popular at the moment, and all that really means is that they've been made in sort of smaller amounts with lots of love, lots of attention to detail, and they tend to be a bit bigger in flavour, whether they're pale ales, lagers, all of them seem to have a bit more personality.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot more flavour. Not as easy to drink as the other two. The others are a bit smoother. This is a bit harsher.
So you might have this one. Yeah,
I prefer that.
We're liking it. Yeah, we've got a divided camp. I love this one with mild spicy dishes, things like Thai curry. I just think it's a phenomenal one.
I'm a little more
It's my least favourite. You are
least favourite so far. We've got
Definitely.
a love it division in the house. This is it, though. They do
this is the
taste
story
very
of our
different.
There's always a division in the house, Sally.
5 from Marvin, 8 from... Well, that is amazing from Rochelle. This is Camden Hells. It's made here in London from the Camden Brewery. One of my favourites. Yeah, I really love it. It's a great lager, and it costs, how much? £1.89 from Waitrose. That's
expensive.
It is expensive.
A girl of expensive taste.
I was going to say, not a surprise of this one, Ollie.
It is interesting, though. We all have different flavours that are our favourites. Like, we've got different favourite colours, and, it's to be expected. So there we have it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just goes to show. So this category is my curry beer. And actually, this is a combination of a lager and a beer. It's supposed to have the brightness of lager and the kind of mellowness of an ale. And with curry lagers,
I really like that.
You do?
Yeah, that's definitely the lightest.
Lovely.
I think that's the lightest and the easiest to drink.
Oh, you could drink a bit of that, couldn't you?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, and it's been designed as well to have a little bit less gas.
Nice.
So a lot of the kind of curry beers are designed so they have a little less impact on the kind of...
That would be good for Marvin.
Is he like a curry? Are you a curry fan?
No, she's talking about the gas.
Oh, right. Got it. Yeah. Team your gas and my spicy nuts.
Oh, we've agreed.
There we have. Oh, we have a union. It's a
Yeah.
first. That's incredible. A double 8.
It's on national television.
Cobra.
Cobra. A famous curry beer.
Whenever we have a curry, they always
they
send
always
us a
send
couple
a
of Cobras.
Cobra.
Yeah. Well, it's done brilliantly well, and it was designed when the fellow who invented it was 27 years old. He was £20,000 in debt. He saw a niche, and it's done brilliantly well.
Wow, I'd say so.
Hats off. And
stuff.
finally, it's my wild card.
Oh,
So I'm not going to tell you what exactly this is, but I'm
Right.
just intrigued to see how you get along with it, because it's one of the categories in lager that you don't see a huge amount of. Yeah, I should have said Cobra as well. 88p for bottle. It's widely available, so a bit of a bargain.
I must admit,
That's
this
not for
is
me.
my least favourite,
Not
Ollie.
me.
Least favourite. We're
Least
going
favourite.
downhill with this one, so we've ended with a bit of perhaps a bit of a low note.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yes. I peaked earlier. I peaked with a Cobra, but what have we got here?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We've got a 3. Oh, it's not going too well. 3 and a
Sorry.
2.
Sorry, Ollie.
No, don't be
Sorry,
apologetic
Ollie.
because it's got no alcohol in it.
That's why.
It's Bex Blue. I mean, some people, look, they want the flavour, they might not be able to have the alcohol, but the wild card.
It's terrible.
That makes,
Yeah,
that makes so much sense now.
There you go. It
With
all
all
makes
that
sense.
stuff.
Well, I think we can have a look back now at our lager leaderboard and see what our scores are.
okay.
But the Bex is widely available, 50p a bottle. But let's see where we are. So in the lead, we've got, hang on. So Stella 15.
Cobra won.
Oh, the Cobra won.
Cobra winning. We've got in second place Stella Artois. Then we have the Camden Hells coming in third. The Aldi coming in fourth. And then, oh, look at that, Bex Blue. Wow.
I like what you did there, though. That was good.
Yeah, I know. What does that
that
say about us? That's terrible.
I know, it's quite bad.
I think you like curry. You like good flavoured beer. That's all it says.
Clearly.
But whatever you fancy, I always say to people, you can never be wrong with your taste buds because you should always just enjoy what you love the most.
Very
Absolutely.
true.
Thank you, Wally. It's always a
very
pleasure.
much.
Good to
Thank
see you. Great to enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, and you.
And if you're looking to pick up a bargain this weekend, if you're entertaining your family or friends, here's our best buy for your beers.